Welcome back to Fresh Health. I am here with the lovely Leanne Vogal of Healthful Pursuit, holistic nutritionist, and we are here at Raw Bar in Calgary. Oh, the memories of last year's Stampede breakfast.
The best.
Yeah?
I ate all the muffins.
Great. That's why we have them. So much fun. Gearing up for next year. Too bad
So
you're not going to be here.
I know,
Oh, well.
bummer.
Anyways, so Healthful Pursuit, I just want to talk a little about you and what inspired you to start Healthful Pursuit and what that's all about.
Yeah, so 6 years ago I started my business, and at the time I was just really passionate about healthy eating. And over time I've learned a lot about my body and nutrition and life and body image. And so I really tied that into my blog now. And I'm a high fat enthusiast. I eat a lot of fat.
Yes.
And I am totally okay with that, and I've used that to really balance my hormones, metabolism, weight. So that's my main focus and has been for the last 2 years, and educating women specifically on the benefits of high fat and eating more fat to benefit their health. And
Great.
so it's such a great platform, and I'm able to reach hundreds of thousands of people every day, so I'm quite blessed.
Very inspiring.
Thank you.
Fats are good.
Fats
I
are
agree.
good.
And we'll be talking more about fats as we go along. And so Leanne and I started the No Sugarcoating podcast about 5 months ago in the fall of last year. And it is all about kind of female health and talking about our experiences, talking about different things around eating disorders and diets and limitations and fads and myths. And fats and carbs and proteins and hormones and digestion, all the different things that we kind of experienced personally and overcame. We are now really sharing that information, our expertise, our tips, our tools in this podcast. And so we kind of started it. It was kind of an interesting experience.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we met for coffee probably about a year ago in January. And then I was like, well, this chick is awesome, so we should stay in touch. And you came over to my house, we made a couple YouTube videos, and people were like, you should start a podcast.
Yep.
And then we said, we should start a podcast.
Yep.
And I just love that we're so different in so many ways, but we see things very similarly, but it's nice for us both to share our experiences and be really intimate. I think that's what's so great about our podcast is that I really hold nothing back, and I know you don't either. Like, we just say whatever comes to us, and that's why we wanted to call it No Sugarcoating, because we're not going to sugarcoat it.
Exactly. It's real and raw. Yeah. And it seems like if I miss something, she totally puts it in her answer, and if she misses something, then I put it in mine. So it's really cool. So if you haven't checked that out yet, it's nosugarcoatingpodcast.com, and you can go and listen to all of the episodes there, and you can subscribe as well, so you can get it every week. So we kind of wanted to have a live on-air podcast and just answer a question. So one that came up was stress eating, and how do I know if I'm stress eating, and how do I stop? So Leanne, do you want to take that first?
Let's do it. So normally when we're recording our podcast, I'm like, I don't look like this and my hair's in a side bun, so I'm just gonna totally channel that energy for a second. How do you know if you're stress eating? I think for me, how I know that I'm stress eating is when I'm eating very quickly. And when I check in, I always recommend people check in with themselves when you're eating. Like, just do a quick check. Like, where's my head at? Am I enjoying this food? Is it good? Do I like it? Oftentimes when I'm doing that check-in and I have no idea where I am in space is a good indication that I'm stress eating. And oftentimes I know that my emotion and how I stress eat and how that all comes about is when I'm overwhelmed. That is like the emotion. So I find with a lot of people, you know, for this person that asked this question, let's call her Sally. For Sally, it could just be that there's one specific emotion that when she feels that emotion, that is what she goes to. And that's what stresses her out, that's what overwhelms her. So I would say the first step is check in with yourself, see, am I present? Am I enjoying this food? And oftentimes there's a specific time in the day I find. It's like either you stress eat right after lunch, or maybe when you're at the office, or late at night after a long day. So those can be signs of definite stress eating. And then what do you do about it? That becomes a little bit more complex, and we definitely talk about those steps and stuff on the podcast of like step 1, 2, 3 to 12. Something that I would recommend is if there's specific foods that you go toward, you can kind of say that that's maybe like a signal of, oh, I'm stress eating. What can I do instead to alleviate the stress? So maybe when you're in a really happy, awesome environment, maybe you've just had like a bath and you're all happy, write down a list of things that make you happy and eliminate the stress that don't involve food.
Perfect. I love that.
Yeah?
That's great answer.
So what are you gonna say?
So I'm quickly gonna say, I like the whole bit about recognizing if you're just like in space all of a sudden eating. I always say, ask yourself, stop and ask yourself, am I physically hungry or emotionally hungry? Like, do I actually need to eat? Or was this a stressful day, stressful people, situations? So start there, and if it's, I'm physically hungry, then, you know, sit and enjoy your meal. But if it's, oh, I'm actually emotionally hungry, then it's like, yeah, what else can I do instead? Should I get out for a walk? Do I need to brush my teeth? Do I need to drink a cup of tea? Call a friend? Do something else to kind of rip apart that pattern of just going to the food.
Yeah.
And if that still doesn't work, then maybe sometimes you just need to give yourself permission to enjoy some of it, maybe eat a little bit of it, then take a break and go away from it. So that is the answer to our question. We'll be right back with more. Stay tuned.